Yo, what is up, y'all? Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a tier list. This tier list, though, is something that, if UFC 6 was made by 2K. So, this is basically just a rating system. We got every single ranked fighter in the UFC ranked because I don't want to do the whole fucking roster. There's too many damn fighters and shit, man. We might as well just stick to the ranked ones because UFC 5 and UFC 6 is not going to have any, it's probably going to be the same exact roster, so it's not going to have anything new to it. So yeah, there's going to be some fighters that probably aren't even in UFC 5 that we're going to be giving an overall. And yeah, let's just fucking get right into it, bro. I mean, starting off with Brandon Moreno. Okay. Really, you know how I feel about Brandon Moreno. I just like this is 2K standards, so I really got to think like what would Ronald rate Brandon Moreno? This is kind of more like what would I rate him, but I just feel like overall, with Brandon Moreno, really only lost to Pantoja, Figueiredo. He did have that loss against Royval, but I'm like, would that really just would I think my boy Moreno is a 90, bro. I know that might sound really crazy, but I think my boy Moreno is a 90, bro. He is definitely up there in the 94, 90 overall. I mean, come on, man. Legend of the flyweight division. I feel like I kind of have to I kind of have to be a little bit biased towards these ratings or just make them a little bit higher than they should, because maybe Moreno shouldn't be a 90, but I just feel like how 2K would definitely put him, they would make him a 90. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a perfect spot for him. I think a 90 is perfect for him for sure. 94 to 90 for Brandon Moreno. So yeah. Moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Alexandre Pantoja. Listen, bro, I don't need to explain this shit. This man Pantoja, he's not going into the 99, but my boy is going into that 95, 98 category. Really, how I feel about Pantoja is that I'd probably say he's about like a 96. I mean, I wouldn't say that he's definitely up there, especially when there's some other champs that are probably going to be rated higher than him for sure. Definitely one of the legends of the sport, man. He's one of the greatest of all time. I don't really care what people got to say about that. He is deadly as fuck. I think once he beats Van, I would say that, depending on how he beats Van, and then maybe one more ranked win, or good contender. I mean, I think Pantoja's the greatest flyweight of all time. I know most people try to downplay his career and stuff. I mean, I understand his defenses being Erceg and Asakura, but it's also like to beat Moreno, to beat Royval. Those are some pretty big dogs. Those are some pretty elite fights or fighters, in my opinion. So I think my boy Pantoja deserves the 96, maybe even 97, but I'm going to leave him in the 98, 95 overall, because that's definitely where Pantoja deserves to be, man. Just insane jiu-jitsu, insane pressure, good striking, I mean, and insane chin. I mean, this dude is a fucking beast. So moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Joshua Van. Now listen, I would overrate the fuck out of my boy Joshua Van, but I'm not going to do that. My boy Joshua Van, though, as crazy as it is maybe a little too high, I'm going to put him in that 89, 85 category. I think Van, in all honesty, I think he's probably about an 85, 86. Had a really good performance against Royval, in my opinion. I wouldn't say fight of the year. I think that one fight with Nazimir, what's his fucking name, dude? Where he elbows the dude and he cuts him open, one of the most insane fights ever. Like, for real, there's been so many insane fights in fucking the UFC, especially this year, man. A lot of other bullshit going on too, with the Fallon and whatnot, but we're not going to talk about that. But my boy Joshua Van, man, just an absolute dog, man. Always going into that motherfucking octagon, just bringing a show every single time, bro. I think he 100% deserves this rating. I wouldn't say he's pushing that 90 overall, but I'm not going to lie, man, with his performance against Brandon Moreno or Brandon Royval, that was just very fucking crazy. And I'm not going to lie to you, if he beats Pantoja, I mean, I think he's guaranteed that 90 overall. So I feel like no one can really disagree with that. So my boy Van, really good striker. I think it's more just the grappling and the wrestling that ain't really all there. We haven't really seen too much from it. But the cardio, I'd even say the chin. I know he's got knocked out, but I feel like he does take a lot of strikes. And he takes them pretty well. I think flyweight, no one really hits like Charles Johnson, as crazy as that sounds. But, I think that's just true. So moving on to the next fighter, though. We got Brandon Royval. Listen, man, I got to show my boy Brandon Royval some love. He's going in front of Joshua Van. I think Brandon Royval, if anything, he's got an 87, 88 overall. But I think for sure, him and Joshua Van, very good strikers. The grappling's a little bit different. I mean, Royval's more of a dog, so he has some of those nice scramble moments in certain fights. Had some very good moments against Taira because he's that veteran, and that's why I think he's a little bit higher of an overall than Joshua Van, mainly because, once again, he's a veteran. He just deserves that respect for sure. While Van is up and coming and shit, trying to become his own superstar. And yeah, I think Brandon Royval for sure. I think he's about I'd say an 87 for sure. Oh shit, man. All right, moving on to the next fighter, man. We got Amir Albazi. I'm not really trying to be super duper, hateful here, man. Like, seriously, I ain't trying to hate on no fighters, especially when it comes to Albazi. I mean, he was on a decent win streak, beat Kai Kara-France, and then, had the Moreno fight. Wasn't really that good. And I don't even think he's had anything else since. I could be really wrong, but if I'm right, he hasn't had shit since. So overall, how I feel about Albazi is that I'm probably going to put him in the 88 or 84, 77 overall. I just think, I'm going to keep it real. Albazi's probably like a 78, 77. Like, for real, he's down in the low end. The only reason I really give him the benefit of the doubt and not make him any lower is mainly because he's in the top 5 of flyweight. I mean, I don't know if he's in the top 5 anymore, but I just think maybe about a 77 is where he belongs. Not a super scary contender, but he's there. He's kind of like a worse Arman Tsarukyan, if that's really what I want to say. I don't really know, but I think a 77 is fine for him. So, moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Tatsuro Taira. Dude, this guy is a fucking beast. His performance against Jung Young, or I always get his fucking name wrong, bro. Jung Young Sung Park. I'm pretty sure that is his name because I get him and Jung Young Park both. I get them both mixed up. But his performance against Park was fucking just phenomenal. I know it was a short notice, really, really short notice, but Taira really showed how well he has progressed on the feet, especially in the grappling. His fight against Royval, a very, very close fight. Royval, showing the dominance with being the veteran. But I think Taira, he's definitely a top 5 contender. He's scary as fuck. And him and Van being young as hell and already in the top of the rankings in the flyweight division. I mean, I'm going to keep it real, man. Taira, like, I'm for sure, I don't want to say that he's probably up there with Van and Royval, but I definitely want to say that he's 100% better than Albazi, and I'll probably give him like an 84 overall. He's a really good fighter. I think once he gets this fight with Moreno, if I'm right, because I'm pretty sure they're fighting, I think, maybe he can have a little bit of a debate of going up higher in the overall, but really how I feel about Taira is that, scary dude, hasn't shown too much because he's young, but I think, once he really lets his career like flow and do his fucking thing or whatever, the future of his career it's going to be good, bro. That's why I think an 84 for sure. A lot of potential on this dude. So, moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara, man, ain't nothing against you, bro, but you probably going to be like an 82. I'm going to keep it real. Nothing against my boy Kai Kara. Didn't really have the solid performance against Pantoja. Got mauled in that fight. Had a really good knockout against Urseg. Got robbed in the Albazi fight, but I just feel like with Kai Kara-France, he really just has the knockout power. That's really about it. That's all I can really give him. That's why I'm gonna say he's about an 82 overall. And I wouldn't put him any higher. Really, I would say a good fighter on the feet, but overall as an MMA fighter, I would just say more of the striker than really anything else. So, yeah, that's probably how I feel about my boy KKF. So, moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Manel Kape. And it's ain't really my boy because his last performance, he won by a fucking eye poke, which that was one... That's crazy because that was one fight that I forgot to mention in my Tom Aspinall video, because Tom Aspinall's a quitter and he got dominated. But, Manel Kape, I'm going to say this much. Manel, kind of like with Kai Kara-France, just good on the feet. Wouldn't really say much about the grappling. Up and down. I think really, if anything, I don't even think this is crazy to say. I think my boy Manel Kape is probably about a 79 overall. I just feel like, now he's getting the Royval fight back, which I think will be a pretty interesting fight. But I don't even think he's going to win that fight, man. At least, if he doesn't cheat, he's not going to win that fight. So, Manel Kape, though, I'm just a little iffy about him. I don't want to give him that 80 overall. I think a 79 is probably where he's at. I think he's better than Amir. I will say that confidently. I don't give a damn. So, yeah. Moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Alex Perez. Alex Perez is kind of just on a downfall here, man. I ain't got nothing against the dude, but really how I feel about it is, he's like a 72, 73, 74, just there and just I mean, I have nothing really to say about it, bro. He's on the exit of his career, so he's at the exit. So that's just kind of how I feel about Alex Perez. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Alimbayev. I don't remember his first name. I just know that he fought Cape. He got eye poked. Really, how I feel about Alimbayev, if I'm right, he was on like a 19 fight win streak before the Cape fight. Not saying that plays any part in his rating at all, but it's something pretty interesting. I think I'm probably just going to put him right next to Alex Perez as well. I'd probably say maybe like a 75, 74. I mean, I don't really know too much about him. He's not really that scary of a guy. It's an underwhelming division. Y'all got to give me a break here. So, moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott, I mean, like, I hate to do it, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. I really hate to do it to my boy Tim Elliott, but I'm probably gonna put him at like I mean, I don't think he's worse than Alex Perez. Like a 73. Like, I hate to do it, but my boy is so inconsistent. I mean, he had a really good performance against Kyle Sakura, but Kyle Sakura just, there's levels to this game, man. Elliott's been in the game for a really long time. I was honestly not shocked that he submitted Kai. I thought it would be a fun fight, but in all, I definitely saw Tim Elliott getting the win just because he's that funky fucking fighter that, loses against the really, really good guys. But when it comes to people that, aren't really as skillful as him, Tim Elliott usually just, it's a breeze for him. So nothing against the guy, just a tricky grappler, really not a good striker. He was in that Asakura fight. He just looked so weird. I mean, it worked for him, but he just looked so fucking weird and awkward. But I'd probably give him a 73 overall. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Steve Erceg, man. This is tough, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. It is tough. It is genuinely tough to give a rating for my boy Steve Erceg. I don't know what to give him. I don't know. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, or I want to put him right behind Albazi, because I don't want to say that he's worse than Albazi, but at the same time, it's like, when it came down to it, he had a 3-fight winning streak, had that KO over Matt Snell. And ever since then, it's just been downfall from here, bro. I'm not trying to hate on Steve Erceg, but the UFC is just not treating him right. And, but I'm going to keep it real, bro. If 2K really had the fucking rights to this shit, man, they would make Erceg like an 83 or something. Like, seriously. I just think with how I feel about Erceg, I mean, I'm not going to say he's worse than Albazi. He's kind of been giving the shit into the stick, bro. So, I'm going to say he's like a 77. I'm going to say Erceg's like a 77. Nah, like a 78. Yeah, 79. I'm not going to give him an 80, but I'm going to say like 77. Yeah, I think that's pretty fine for my boy Erceg. I think he could probably get a win back. I don't know if he has a fight coming up. I hope he does, because he needs to fucking fight. If anything, he needs to fight fucking Jung Young Sung Park. He needs to fight that motherfucker. Or is it Jung Sung Park? I don't fucking know, man. I really don't fucking know. But my boy Erceg needs to get a comeback fight ASAP. He's a good overall MMA fighter. He's just been fighting really crazy veterans. So, yeah. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Tagir Ulanbekov, right? Or is it Nurmagomedov? Who fucking knows? Tagir, I don't know how the hardcore fans feel about him. I'm going to just say this much. I don't think he's that interesting. I think, if anything, I'd probably put him on the same level with Alimbayev, Elliott, Perez. I'd probably say he's better than all of them, so I'd maybe give him like a 75. But overall, just, I'm not really stressing about this dude. He don't really, 75 is where he belongs, man. Moving on to the next fighter, man, my boy Charles Johnson. Now listen, I do not know where I want to put Charles Johnson. I'm going to keep it real. I do not know where I want to put him, because it's like if I put him above Cape and Kai Kara-France, because that's where I'm thinking right now. Like, seriously, I know a lot of people may not agree with that. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep it real. I think Charles Johnson is the dark horse of the flyweight division. I think he's a really skillful fighter. I've said this multiple times. I will always say it. I want him to call out people. This guy, I mean, if you look on his Twitter, he's always trying to be active. He's always talking about fighting. But he just doesn't call anyone out. That's the thing, because, he just stays within the ranks. He stays at 15 or unranked. He doesn't call anyone out, man. Like, seriously, I think Charles Johnson, as crazy as it sounds, he could run through the division. He could make it to the top 5. I could see Charles Johnson make it to the top 5. I want to see him fight a 5-round fight. Like, genuinely, I really do, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I may be a Van supporter till the day I fucking die, bro, but Charles Johnson, bro, I'm right behind you, big dog. I want you to fucking succeed too, man. lengthy fucking fighter, especially in the flyweight division. Super athletic. I'm going to just say that much. That man, Charles Johnson, for how old he is very fast. He has a really good gas tank. I want to see him fight 5 rounds. I know I'm going on this little like rant about Charles Johnson, but I'm going to keep it real, man. I don't care. Charles Johnson, I'm giving him a 78. I mean, because this, I said 78, but I said Cape would be a 79, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put Charles Johnson in front of Erceg and Albazi. I'm not gonna say he's better than Cape and the people in front of him, but I think Charles Johnson's well deserved 79, 78 for Showskis. So moving on to the next fighter though, we got my boy Bruno Silva. Just had a fucking masterclass against that boy Park, Taira's son. Well, yeah, I don't know if Taira beat Bruno Silva. I was trying to make like a grandpa father son joke, but I don't even know if Bruno Silva got beat by Taira. So anyways, my boy Bruno Silva, good performance, but you will always be remembered for getting fucking destroyed by Joshua Van, for getting destroyed by Manel Cape. You had a good performance. It looked a little iffy because you had acne on your back. You may be on some of that juice, my boy, but overall, I think with Bruno Silva, I'm probably going to I'd probably say he's better than Tagir. I don't know if that's crazy to say, but I'd say he's better than Tagir. I'd probably say like 75 as well. Like the 76, I'm not really there yet. I don't even know, bro. I'm looking at this next dude right here, and I'm like, who the fuck is this, man? Is this crazy? Is this crazy of me? Like, genuinely, is this actually crazy of me to not know who this guy is? Hold on. I really hate to do this, bro, but we're gonna UFC top 15 flyweights. No, I don't care about Jesus. Oh, right here. Oh, who the fuck is that, bro? Did y'all see that motherfucker's face? What is this? What the fuck am I doing, bro? Okay, whatever. Asu, that's his name. Asu. It kind of like rolls off the tongue. Oh, Rafael Estevam. Do I know this guy? How is he in the top 15? Charles Johnson isn't. What do I know this guy off of? What the fuck type of ad am I getting? Jesus. That was in 2023. He beat Johnson. I don't know these two fights, though. I'm gonna keep it real. I kind of remember this fight. I kind of remember Taira. Like, this fight, I don't think it was that good. I don't fucking know. Rafael, I'm going to give him like a 71. Hate to do it, but he's outside the top 15. Don't really know much about him. Up and comer. Moving on to the next fight, man. God damn, I got a ton of ads, bro. Excuse the piss out of me. My boy, Merab Dvalishvili, whatever Chael Sonnen fucking called him. I don't know. My boy Merab, man, I'm going to keep it real. He is going in that 98 overall. He gets one more win, and it's over Jan, a rematch. The fight that he had before the rematch, he fucking destroyed Jan. That kind of didn't make any sense because the fight before the Jan rematch, he fought Sanhagen. But, before the rematch, Merab beat the shit out of Jan. So I think if he beats Jan again, I don't know if it's a proper debate to say he's a 99 overall, but I'm going to say this much. Yeah, I think Merab probably does deserve that 99 overall, for real. Genuinely, he is one of the most active fucking fighters and dominating while being active as well. He's one of those fighters that the more he is active, the better he is. So, yeah, cardio for days. His striking is getting better. His wrestling is phenomenal. I think he's a 98 overall for sure. For Showskis, yeah. Moving on, Sean O'Malley, bro. This is the thing. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this because I'm looking at this from 2K standards. They would make O'Malley like a 93, a 90. He would be above Moreno for sure. And listen, I know most people are probably not going to agree with me rating Sean this high because I am going to put him in the 90s. I'm just going to say this right now. His only losses in the UFC, at least, I'm pretty sure he's only lost in the UFC, was Chito Vera, which he came back, he won that fight, he got the rematch and absolutely destroyed Chito. Then he lost to Merab. People were counting out Merab, blah, blah, blah. Malley could get it back in the rematch. Lost to Merab again. In my opinion, how I feel about O'Malley, he has only lost to, yes, he lost to Vera, but he got that win back. So it's still a loss, but you know what I'm saying. It's even. Merab, though, he's literally only lost to the greatest fucking fighter of all time. Merab isn't the greatest, but, I'm trying to make my point here that O'Malley, he's literally only lost to one of the greatest fighters of all time. So, in all, like, if this was 2K standards, O'Malley's getting that, like, 93, and he's going up there. I don't care. You motherfuckers would be, everyone would be playing fucking O'Malley in UFC 6. I don't give a fuck, bro, because 2K would give him these sickest animations. So, yeah. That's how I feel about it. I know most people probably aren't going to agree with it because people just want to write off Sean. That's completely fine. I'm not the biggest fan of him either. He's, 30 years old, still acting like he's fucking 15. But whatever. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Petr Yan. Listen, I'm going to keep it real. Most y'all motherfuckers, man, y'all love Yan, and y'all love Yan. I'm not the biggest fan of him. He is a very skillful fighter. I think he's a decision maker, though. He's a decision machine, People call Merab a decision machine, which he is. I'm not going to lie, but my boy Yan, seriously, he is one of those dudes in the decision machine conversations for real. Skillful fighter. I just think that a lot of people, they just really like to overhype this dude. They like to say that he is the most skillful fighter in the UFC, yet he is not a champion. Every fighter he ever fights, he goes to a unanimous decision. It does not matter. The scorecard, yeah, you beat Marcus McGee. Marcus McGee is outside the top 10, outside the top 5. Yeah, you beat Song Yadong. I give respect to Song Yadong. I don't really know. He's just that young dude trying to come up. Can't really find his way because he's getting fucked on by veterans. But, and then, Figueiredo, which, my opinions on Figueiredo, he kind of wasted his bantamweight career. He should have just fought Yan right when he went up to bantamweight. But, I'm not really going to sit here and rant about Yan. Overall, I know most people probably aren't going to agree with me, but I think Yan is probably like an 88, 89. I was thinking about that 90, but I just think overall, I think probably like that 88, 87 as well. He's a skillful fighter. I'm not trying to shit on him. I think that this rating is very fair. He has definitely shown shown that, he is a top 3, top 5 contender without a doubt. He's only lost to O'Malley, who's a champ, Aljo, who's a champ, Merab, who's a champ, and that was it, right? Because he went on that 3-fight losing streak. Did he lose to anyone else? No. I think, yeah, that was pretty much it. So it was pretty good to see him back. He's young. I think he's thirsty too. He really wants to get that win back, and he's a scary guy for sure. So moving on to the next fight, we got my boy Umar Nurmagomedov. I don't give a fuck. This boy Umar is going in the 84. I would even say Taira is better than him, but I'll just say with Umar beating Sandhagen, I think that's a pretty big win. So, better than anything on Taira's record. If Taira ended up beating Royval, then I think it'd be a different conversation. But Umar, I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. His last performance, I should have rewatched the fights. I'm going to keep it real. Umar, he just, dude, you try, this dude acts like he is a scary guy. People try to act like this man is Khamzat Chimaev, and then he gets fucking knocked down by Mario Bautista. He almost gets finished. I don't give a shit, bro. And I don't know. With Umar, he's just like Usman, where it's he's good on the feet, and then he takes you down, and there's just nothing from there. It's just pure control. There's really no damage whatsoever, and that's just how I feel about Umar. I don't think he deserves the 85 overall. Fuck, 2 back-to-back fighters that I do not want to give proper ratings to, but I feel like I have to because I cannot be biased here. But with Umar, I do not think he touches the 85 or up, without a doubt. He's one of the most overrated fighters of all time. Of all time. I do not give a fuck, bro. He is one of the most overrated fighters of all time. 84 overall is where you will fucking be placed, Umar. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy Corey Sandhagen. Sandhagen, I hate to do it, but you're going behind Umar. I think Sandhagen's probably about an 84 as well. Same thing with Umar, except I guess more on the feet. I don't really know how to say it. I think Sandhagen's kind of on the exit of his career, not really saying it's going to end anytime soon, but I just think Sandhagen just doesn't really have much else to show. He's been in the division for so fucking long, and yeah, I think 84 is where he belongs. If this was 2022, 2023, then I think maybe Sandhagen would be an 87, but I feel like he's just kind of on the down spiral of his career. Not saying he's just gonna continuously lose from here, but I don't see him winning I don't see him getting a title shot anytime soon. So and I don't see him getting better anytime soon. I hate to say it, but Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Song Yadong. And, I don't really know, man. Especially after his last performance against Cejudo. He's definitely better than Cape. He's definitely better than Kai Kara France. Would I say he's better than Tatsuro Taira? Yeah. I gotta put him in that 84-70. So we're just kind of getting to a point where I can't really give off overalls. I just kind of gotta place them where they need to be. You guys can really determine on what overall they are. I just think this is where they need to be. So yeah, Yadong, 84-77. I think that's pretty fair. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy Figueiredo. Figueiredo, man, your time has come, big dog. I got to give you the same rating as well. You are probably going to go behind. I hate to do it, bro, but I kind of want to put you behind Kai Kara, bro. Genuinely. I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I am because I feel like he's really only lost to the good guys, the top contenders, and then everyone else below him he beats. So, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Moving on to the next fighter. God damn, hold on. Oh, shit. Chito Vera. Chito Vera is going to get a 76 overall. I would say, I guess he's better than all these dudes behind him. But, once again, on the down spiral of his career, not really. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, if I'm right, or a 4-fight. I don't really remember. But, I don't see Chito getting better anytime soon. Honestly, I see him retiring within a couple years. So, I'd probably give him a 76 overall. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Mario Bautista. Bautista, I do not know where to place you. I think, if anything, I would put him in front of Usyk and Albazi, but that's probably it. I don't know if, Johnson being in front of him is a little bit crazy, but I think Bautista's probably that 78, 79. Scary contender. There's potential, but not really scary, but, more of a, I don't even fucking know, dude. A target, watch your back, Bautista. I guess that's really, because that's how people feel about this guy, so they don't really like him. But skillful guy. I thought of his performance against against Nurmagomedov. It was interesting. Of course, Nurmagomedov just showed the diff in wrestling like they always fucking do. But Bautista definitely held his own. And I think I could see him as a top 5 contender for sure. But I just think maybe about that 78, 79 is where he belongs. Moving on to the next fight, we got my boy Habibi, Amin Zahabi. I'm not the biggest fan of Zahabi, but I'm going to say this much. As crazy as it is, he's kind of like a mini Merab. I know this is dumb to say maybe, but he's kind of like a mini Merab where it's he just has heart. He has a gas tank for days. He just goes out there and he just fucking just looks like a goofball, but he wins. I do not know. He's a split decision, genie. I don't know, man. I do not know, but Zahabi, I hate to do it because I don't think most people would agree with it, but I think Zahabi's an 80. For real, I would say that he's better than Cape, but I wouldn't say he's better than everyone else in front of him. So he's that, 70, 80. I think an 80 is fine. I don't know if that's really crazy, but yeah, probably about an 80. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Henry Cejudo, boy, Triple C's. Listen, guys. That girl had a fart box on her. And I didn't mean to say it in Rampage Jackson's mic. I didn't know it was there, guys. That's my Henry Cejudo impression. So, anyways, Henry Cejudo, I don't really know where to put him. I feel like, because legends never fall or whatever the fucking quote is. I don't know. I feel like with 2K, they would put him in the 80 overall. He'd be an 80, 81 for sure. But how I feel about Cejudo, I think Cejudo's probably I would say he's just behind Usyk. That's it. Maybe in front of Bautista as well. Maybe in front of Johnson. I'm not going to say Cejudo's gotten the fair share of fights. Win against Aljo, then fought Merab, and then, the eye poke with Yadong. It's not really been that fair on him, but I just feel like, with him coming back, it's just, he should have never done it. He should have just stayed away. He's completely ruined his legacy. I don't fucking know. Honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I'm going to put him right next to Figueiredo, and I'm just going to say fucking just literal airball right now and just say he's an 80, 81. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy David Martinez. David Martinez, honestly, as crazy as it is, I'm going to put him at the 77 overall. He had a really good performance against Rob Font, young guy, in the top 15, straight off his debut, in the top 10 if I'm right. And yeah, he went out there, he did what he did, he got the business motherfucking done, man, looked really good on the feet. I even think in moments in the grappling, if I'm right, because I think Rob did try to shoot on him a couple times, David really did stand his own. I wouldn't say he's better than Albazi. He hasn't shown much. Once again, it's just his debut, but still, I think he's a 77 overall, as crazy as that sounds. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy. Are you really going to argue with me that I got fucking David Martinez over Chito Vera, Bruno Silva, Tagir, Asu, Alimbayev, Tim Elliott, and fucking Alex Perez, and then, you know, my boy Rafael Estim or Estastam. I don't fucking know, bro. Moving on to my boy Vinicius Oliveira. You know, I don't know. I don't know where to put Vinicius. As crazy, like, I think I'll put him at 77 though. Shit, I think I'd put him right behind Martinez, right behind. But then I'm like, dude, do I really put Albazi this high up? Like, I hate to do it, bro, but it's like I really just do not like. Yeah, I hate to do it, but I'm putting Albazi and Urseg in the 76 overall. I just feel like there's definitely a debate, you know. There's definitely a conversation for that, bro. So, I'm sorry, man. Y'all's time. Steve Urseg, your time has come. I'm trying to sound like bedtime, bro. That did not fucking work. Moving on, we got my boy Rob Font. Rob Font, I do not know what the fuck to give you, bro. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to give your ass I'm going to put you in that 76, 72. I don't think you're that bad of a fighter, but let's keep it real, bro. You know, you're on the exit, just like most of these motherfucking bantamweights. So you kind of mid, dog. Nothing against you, big boy. But, yeah, we just going to have to go ahead and fucking give you about a 75. Moving on to my boy Kyler Phillips. Is it Kyle Phillips? I don't fucking remember. I don't really care. My boy Phillips, you getting that motherfucking like. I want to put you in the 60. I know that might sound crazy. It's a little disrespectful, but I'm gonna say you're maybe about I mean, you're in the top 15, so I'll say like 70. But I just feel like, you know, with Rafael and then you, I'd probably say they all both like 65 overalls. I mean, nothing against y'all, but yeah, you know. Moving on, because I need to start going past these, bro. We got to start flying past these motherfuckers, man. We got Marcus McGee, my boy Marcus McGee. Nothing against you, big dog, but you are definitely going to get like 74. Like, yeah, I think 74. Would I say he's better than? Yeah, I mean, I would say he's better than. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, he's not a well-established contender. Like, seriously, nothing against the guy. He took a big opportunity, a big step up against Jan. It looked good in that first round, and then second, third, you know, Jan did what he did with the experience, being the veteran. But overall, it's just we haven't seen much from Marcus McGee, so I just think really, you know, in the rankings too, I think he's probably up there about like 73, 74. Moving on, now we get into the motherfucking good stuff, bro. Now we're getting into the featherweight division. My boy Volkanovski. My boy Volk, man, he's getting that 94 overall. Honestly, really thinking about it, I would put Volk in the 95, but I just feel like, you know, like I've been saying about every fucking fighter that I've been bringing up right now, he is on the exit of his career. He's probably got one or two more fights left. And, you know, he's just one of those goats, bro. I mean, he only lost to Islam. He only lost to fucking Topuria. He had a comeback fight, amazing fight against Lopez, won that fight, and I mean, dude, he's just a legend, bro. He is a legend, and I think a 94 is, like, seriously, in my opinion, bro, like, Volk is like D-Rose, bro. That's really what I think about it, bro. Just generational. There will never be another man like him, bro, in the UFC. Especially in that featherweight division. I know you had Topuria, but, you know, I'm talking about a person that can really reign and show dominance like Volk did and be an all-around complete MMA fighter like Volk is. I just think he deserves that 94 overall, without a doubt, man. Like, I don't think there's any debate, dude. Moving on, though, we got my boy Movsar Evloev. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to do it. My boy Movsar, he's going to go in the 85 overall. I'm not the biggest fan of Movsar. You know, I don't think he won the fight against Aljo. I don't even think that really granted him a number one contender spot. The Allen fight, the Arnold Allen fight, wasn't really all that. What other fucking fights can I think of that I just did not like by Eloev? I don't know. I think Eloev, though, he's an 85. He's very scary. I think the featherweight division is a little bit underwhelming with these ratings that I'm going to be given, except when it comes to Volkan Lopez. But, you know, I think 85 is pretty worthy on where Mozart needs to go. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez, I don't understand how he's not the number one contender, but my boy Diego Lopez is coming in at an 88 overall, 89. I mean, seriously, his fight against Gene Silva, yes, Gene Silva is not maybe like a well-established contender, but he's a well-established name in the UFC. Very scary dude, knocking out dudes left and right. And my boy Diego Lopez made it look like light work. I mean, at least with the knockout, it wasn't. It was a crazy-ass fucking fight. Gene Silva almost got the finish for early, almost knocked out Diego Lopez, as crazy as it sounds. Lopez, you know, just taking heavy shots by Silva. But still, bro, maybe a little bit of me overrating Lopez, but I think Lopez deserves that 88 overall. He's a scary fucking guy, bro, and I think he will be champion. So, moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Yair. Yair, I mean, you know, kind of like with Sanhagen. Yeah, like, I wouldn't even say he's better than Taira. I'd say he's better than Yadong. Well, I wouldn't say he's better than Taira. Yeah, just, you know, Yair, just kind of just controversial, bro. That's really all I got to say, man. Just, you know, talks all that shit with Lopez and then goes out there with Pitbull, has one of the worst fights of all fucking time. Just up and down with this motherfucking man. That's kind of how I feel about it. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Lerone Murphy. Lerone, you were probably going to go you're probably going to go like right behind Taira. I mean, you had that good fucking knockout against Pico. It was a good knockout. I definitely gained a lot of respect out of that. But, you know, then you had the Emmett fight. Wasn't really a great fight, at all. I would say it was a decent performance. Lerone did play it smart, but, I mean... Yeah, and then you got the Barboza fight, which that's actually how I knew about Lerone Murphy, or the Ige fight too. I kind of forgot about that, but you also had the Barboza fight where Murphy really showed, you know, there are levels to this game, but then, you know, later on in the fight kind of just did his point fight and shit that I'm not really a big fan of. So I think Lerone Murphy, though, is probably about an 83. That's where I'll put him. Aljamain Sterling, listen, man, I'm gonna keep it real. It's kind of the same thing with Cejudo. I could see Aljo being like an 87, bro. As crazy as that sounds, I could see legitimately Aljo being like, because let me keep it real. I mean, he's only lost, I'm thinking of now, not when he lost to Moraes, and I'm pretty sure he lost sometimes before that, like earlier in his UFC career, but I'm thinking of like now, O'Malley, Eloev. That's really all he lost to. I don't want to hear the shit about Jan, about the rematch. Don't give a fuck. Cry about it in your fucking sheets, dude. Piss your damn pants while you're at it. Aljo, though, I'm going to keep it real. I'm probably put him right behind Umar, man. I know that's maybe a little crazy, but Aljo, I mean, he's definitely shown that he's still here. He could win that featherweight belt, bro. Let's keep it real, bro. If he wins that belt, I mean, 2 divisional champ. Let's not forget that. I'm not going to say he's one of the greats, but, you know, to do that, bro, he's going to be probably one of the most forgotten champs, and I don't mean that in a rude way at all. I just mean that as, like, he is super disrespected, man. I mean, you know, when it came to the Jan fight, the DQ, you know, I did kind of say in my last video it was an Oscar performance. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't know what it was. He took an illegal knee. I mean, you know, to go 4 rounds, and I'm not trying to make a joke about this, but to go 4 rounds of getting your ass kind of whooped, and then, I mean, Aljo did decent in that fight in the beginning. It was like the first round. You know, Jan usually lets that first round slide. The rest of the fight was just Jan pretty much mauling Aljo and then mauling him a little bit too much with that knee. I don't blame Aljo for doing what he did. You know, I mean, seriously, took an illegal fucking strike, especially a knee to the head, grounded. Won the rematch, though, and then beat Dillashaw. If I'm right, it was Dillashaw after that. I know most people really like to discredit Aljo because of that, but, you know, if anything, the only person to blame is really Dillashaw. It's really his corner or his management. I mean, they should have pulled him out of the fight. Didn't happen. I don't know why most people try to take that away from Aljo. And then you have the Cejudo fight, which, once again, I don't know why most people try to take that away from Cejudo. When Cejudo, you know, came back, it's just like John Jones coming back. All the accolades, all the legacy, it's still there. So Aljo was the first person to beat as crazy as it may sound, a prime Henry Cejudo. Now, this isn't like the Henry Cejudo and Aljo fight. Like, I'm not trying to get in some, like, crazy deep dive and like defend Aljo's fucking legacy and shit. But at the same time, I mean, you know, it's not like Jones and Stipe where Aljo is just calling for where Aljo's just calling for Cejudo. Cejudo came back in his own time. You know, he was healthy too. This wasn't like a 40-year-old dude. He showed his you know, he showed what the fuck do I say? I don't fucking know. He showed what he could against Aljo. Didn't really work. It was a split decision. Definitely shouldn't have been a split decision, but that's what happens when you're one of the most disrespected champs. And that's why I'm gonna put Aljo up there, because I think Aljo is good. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, man. He may not be the most entertaining fighter, but 84 overall. Hope you guys love that Aljo rant. So moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen, man. I mean, shit, dude. I guess I'll say you're better than Yadong. I guess. I don't really know, bro. Yeah, I'll say he's about better than Yadong, so maybe about that 82. I'm not sure what these ratings are, bro. Moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Youssef Zalal. A lot of people shitting on my boy Youssef Zalal. He had a really good performance against Josh Emmett. I don't care what anyone says, man. But Youssef Zalal, man, I'm going to put you... I would say you're probably equal with Zahabi. I'd say you're a little bit ahead, but y'all two are probably about the same. I think Zahabi would probably be the better fighter, but yeah, that's just how I feel about Youssef. Pretty disrespected guy too. I mean, I think he's a pretty nice guy. Yeah, he's a little too dumb on the mic, but maybe not the most. I don't even fucking know how to say it, bro. Like, money talk, I don't really know. Like, he's just not really like a star, I guess. But I think overall, you know, he's a little bit of a scary contender. I wouldn't say he's super scary, but I could see him being in the top 5 for sure. So, moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy fucking T-City, low T-City, bro. Shout out my boy Brian Ortega. I'm glad you asked. What the fuck is the eagle quote, man? When an eagle flies far, far away, it breaks its beak. It rips the talons out of its fingers, and it plucks the feathers out of its wings. And the eagle goes far, far away, and it regrows all it back. I don't fucking know. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, my boy Brian Ortega, you are on the hardest downfall of your fucking life. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give you a 76 overall. I mean, I don't want to, but like, whatever, man. I mean, he is on the biggest downfall of his fucking career. But I could see 2K making him like at least a 78. So... yeah, I think it's a little fair. Yeah, is he better than all the dudes behind him? Yeah. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Josh Emmett. I mean, I'm probably going to say the same thing, too. I mean, I don't see Josh Emmett being any other overall besides 76 and below. So, you know, just a power puncher. That's really it. He got really exposed bad by Zalal. So, moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Gene Silva. I mean, Gene Silva, maybe me overrating him a little bit, but I think, you know, with him on the come up and him only taking his loss to Diego Lopez, yeah, I would say, honestly, yeah, this is a lot more fair. This is a lot more better. Yeah, I think this is where Gene Silva needs to be for Showskis. So, moving on to the next motherfucking fighter. I don't even want to say his name, so we just... Pitbull, I'll put you as like a 70. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, I don't mean I fucking like you, bro. I'm not a big fan of your goddamn fights, but hey, man, whatever. Moving on to the next fucking fighter. Sorry, y'all. I know I just keep saying moving on, but this is really fucking repetitive. I mean, not like for me, but just like, you know, I have to go through all these fighters. There's so many fucking fighters, so, you know, I kind of just want to get through these. If there's one fighter that I really want to talk about, I'll talk about, but overall, you know, once again, these are not like, I do not have a specific fucking overall for these guys. This is just kind of where I would rate them. So, you know, y'all let me know how y'all feel about the ratings. Moving on to Steve Garcia. This man, Steve Garcia, you know, he had a shit fight against Cater, but, you know, to go on a 5-fight knockout streak, pretty fucking good. I think if anything, Steve Garcia is 100% better than... I would say better than these guys, but I mean, still, I don't really know. Yeah, you know, David Onama, Onama, my bad, Onama, my bad. They're about to fight Garcia and Onama. I can't wait for that fight. Actually, I think it's gonna be a pretty good fight. even though I'm not ready for it to be fucking 5 rounds. I think Onama, I mean, I'd probably say he's about the same with Garcia as well. Didn't have a great fight against Giga, but I mean, like, I don't really know, man. Honestly, think about it. No, I would probably put Onama, like, I don't want to say he's better than Oliveira, though. I would have to, I don't know why Vinicius is kind of down like this. So I think Vinicius, yeah, let's say, yeah, that's fine. Okay, moving on to the next fighter. Dan Ige, man, Dan, $50, dollar sign, Dan Ige, dollar sign, Dan Ige to Cash App, or Cash App to dollar sign Dan Ige, whatever the fuck. I'm just trying to come up with a damn nickname. I'm probably going to give Ige, like, yeah, I would say he's better than all these dudes. So, yeah, I'd probably say 76, 72. My boy Giga Chuditsky, or whatever the hell. Giga, you're probably going to go in the same exact shit. Probably with Chito Vera, honestly, like over here. Yeah, that's a little fair. Yeah, for sure. Now, because I'm done talking about these fucking fighters, we get into the good stuff. Bring in the stuff. My boy Ilia Topuria. Yes, I want to be biased. Yes, I want to put Ilia at a 99 overall. I do not give a fuck. Ali. Oh, fuck. I just fucked that up. I don't even want to do it anymore, man. Ali, you're a nice guy, but you're speaking to someone who is not going to let you speak to them that way. I don't give a fuck. Who the fuck are you? Ali, you're a nice guy. That's all I gotta say. So, anyways, Ilia, we're gonna give him. I kind of have to scroll up a little bit. My bad. Give my boy Ilia a 98 overall. My boy Ilia, double champ. Knockout streak. Three of the greatest fighters of one of the greatest fighters, or whatever the fuck. Volk, one of the greatest fighters. Max Holloway, one of the greatest fighters. Charles Oliveira, one of the greatest fighters. Literally every time Charles Oliveira gets knocked out, loses any sort of championship fight, and then wins his fucking contender fight, everyone says the title run is back. So I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Ilia's a 98 overall. He needs that one more knockout. And if it's against Gaethje, if it's against Sarukian, if it's against Islam, I don't give a fuck. He is a 99 overall. So that's how I feel. Literally one of the greatest fighters ever. I don't give a fuck, brother. I'm a fanboy. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy Arman Tsarukyan. I mean, Arman, your time has come. I say that, but in all, I mean, I think Arman's like an 86, 87. Hell, I would even say he's better than Van and Royval, as crazy as that is. I know most people want to just shit on this dude, but you got to just keep in mind that he's the number one contender. He beat Oliveira. It was a split decision, but he beat him fair and fucking square. I still think Arman is a dangerous guy. I don't care what people got to say. I think he's going to absolutely walk the fucking floor with Dan Hooker, or mop the floor, whatever the fuck the saying is. And, listen, man, I'm just going to say this, man, because I do have to make a special announcement before we get into more of these fights. I am the Brennan Schaub of the MMA community. No, not because I am a dumb retard, but mainly because I just say dumb shit. So get used to it. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Islam Makhachev. Islam, buddy, your ass. I mean, do I have to explain myself? Like, you are dog shit, dude. No. Sorry, I gotta be for real here. Sorry, guys. Islam, like, I'm really pushing it here because I know most people are just, I'm starting to become an Islam hater. Even though I will say that Islam, his fight with Poirier, one of my favorite fights ever. Insane performance by him. Moicano, don't really give a fuck about that fight. And yeah, really how I feel about this, and people are probably not going to agree with this, but I give Islam a 95 overall. I think Islam is, and I still stand by this, he is one of the most overrated fighters of all time, just like Khabib. He is going to be known as the most overrated fighter of our generation. I mean, seriously, when you look at it, I feel like everyone says all this dude wanted to do was clean out the lightweight division, and he did not do that, especially as a champion. Yes, you could talk about when he was a up-and-coming contender with Bobby Green, Drew Dober, Dan Hooker, even Sarukian. Still, bro, all those, Drew Dober, what the fuck was Drew Dober placed at? Bobby Green, whenever Islam fought him to get a title shot, what was Bobby Green, like number 11? I mean, listen, bro, especially with him being a champ. Now, I'll give him respect for beating someone like Oliveira. Hell, I'll even give him respect for beating someone like Volk, man. But then to beat Poirier, who, getting his third and final fucking title shot, and then to beat Moicano, I mean, yeah, man, I don't think that's you cleaning out your lightweight division, especially what your fucking fans say, dog. As crazy as it may sound for most people, but Ilia Topuria cleaned out his fucking division. I mean, nobody says that about Ilia because he cleaned out his division. He cleaned out Volk and Holloway. That's all he needed. That's why he went up to lightweight, because what the fuck does he need to do staying around and fighting Ortega, fighting Yair? Those fights don't fucking matter, bro. So, yeah, I mean, the same thing with Merab. Merab beat O'Malley. He beat Umar. He beat fucking Sandhagen. So, I would say anything, he has cleaned out his division as well. I mean, the Jan, we'll see something about that because Jan had a broken right hand in that fight. So, we'll see with the rematch, see what happens. You know, it may not be the same outcome. You never know. And then Pantoja, another dude, in my opinion, who is super fucking active. Maybe not the most active fighter, but I think at the same time, I mean, you know, he's willing to fight Van. Had a really good performance against Urseg. Some people do try to throw that fight up in the air. I don't really give a fuck, my brother. And then you got Asakura, but I'm also going to keep it real. He also fought Moreno. He also fought Royval. It's just like those two fights, in my opinion, are better than any defense fucking Islam had. I know that may be crazy, but defense, by the way. I'll say defense. I mean, Moreno wasn't a defense, but you know what I'm saying. I don't really know. It's kind of some hater shit. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to take it back on what I'm saying about Islam. I think he's a 96. He's probably up there with Pantoja. I think Pantoja's a little bit better than him, though. Y'all can, you know, come at me in the comments. That's fine. I did kind of shit on Islam, so I'll take the heat. Moving on to the next fighter, though. We got my boy Charles Oliveira. I mean, bro, it's Charles Oliveira, dog. You know what I'm saying? It is Charles Oliveira. It's Charles Oliveira. Seriously, he's a 93 overall, 92. I mean, without a doubt. I would say, if anything, O'Malley's probably like a 91, 92. And Moreno, once again, that 90 overall. But Oliveira, yeah, I mean, I don't know if most people are going to agree with that, but I would say if 2K made fucking ratings, they did an overall system, it would 100% be Oliveira being like a 93, 94 with Volk for sure. So, moving on to the next fighter. Also, you know, Oliveira's a legend. Don't ever fucking forget that. So, moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Max Holloway. Max Holloway, once again, another fucking established fucking champ, legend. Honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I would even say he's better than Oliveira. I don't know if people want to agree with that, but I think with Max, man, I mean, his only losses, bro, his only fucking losses as of recent is Ilia Topuria, bro. I mean, seriously, that's it. Oliveira, it's Sarukian and Topuria, even, you know, Makachev, but still, like, Holloway, bro. I mean, you could even say Volk, but yeah, I mean, I think there's a debate, bro. I'm going to keep it real. I think Holloway deserves it. Give him his flowers, bro. I think he's a 94 overall. Seriously, that's where I'm going to put my boy Holloway. The best is the best is blessed. My bad. And yeah, my boy Holloway getting that 94 overall. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Justin Gaethje, my boy Big Rufus. You know, Gaethje, I hate to do it to you, boy, but you're probably gonna get like, you're better than Taira. I hate to do it, but they would do it. 2K would do it for your ass. So, yeah, on the exit of his career, though, one of the most entertaining fighters of all time. So, I'll give him his flowers, too. I think that's where Gaethje deserves to be. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Paddy Pimblett. Paddy, you know, coming off that really good performance against Bobby Green and really fucking good performance against Michael Chandler. Very dominant. I think Paddy, you know, if I'm going to keep it real, I would say Paddy is probably better. I would say better than Lerone Murr. I would even say better than Taira, you know, like, I mean, it might sound a little crazy, but yeah, I think that may be a little too much, but I think with these four right here, you know, you got Jan, and you got, Gene, and you got Murphy, and you got Taira, and you got Paddy. I think it's pretty good, whatever the fuck, trio plus one lineup right here. So 83 overalls or whatever the hell. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker, man, you're like an 81. Like you're over here in this overall system once again. I wouldn't say you're better than Silva, but I would say you're better. Yeah, and I'd say you're better than Silva. I don't know about Murphy though. Just because he's a little inactive, hurt all the time, you know, just it's a little he's injury prone all the fucking time. But dude's fucking killer, you know, insane. He would have an insane chin. Obviously, probably the lowest fucking rating for cut resistance. So still a fucking G, Dan Hooker. That's where you belong. Moving on to the next fighter. God, damn, bro, so many motherfucking fighters, bro. We got my boy Gamrot. Gamrot, I gotta really start going through these, bro. Gamrot, you were probably like, yeah, for sure. Gamrot's in that 84, 77 for sure. I think, just solid grappler. Even a really good striker. I'm not even gonna lie. Not really good, but, he showed. I'm not gonna lie, man. He could have chinned Oliveira. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I think if Gamrot had a little bit, if he had 10% of Ryan Span's athleticism, I think my boy Gamrot would be a motherfucking champ. So, let's just be real here. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy Dariush. Dariush, you're on the exit. You're, on the exit, bro. Everyone on these motherfucking lists, they're on the exit. Dariush, you're like a 76. Fiziev, you're probably like, yeah, it's a little fair. Yeah, nah, I don't know if he's, I don't fucking know, dude. I'm just gonna put him like right here in front of Garcia, but everyone else, Moicano, same thing with Moicano. I'm going to put him in a 76. I wouldn't say he's better than Dariush. Dariush is a little bit more skillful, but both of them just kind of on the, they're on the exits, bro. They're right there. They're ready to push the motherfucking emergency exit. You start the beeping and shit, Dana forgets the fucking lube. All that type of crazy shit. So, my boy Moicano with his brother, or my bad, if I could just say his faza, Beneil Dariush, sitting side by side, whatever the fuck. Moving on, we got my boy Michael Chandler. See you at the top. Michael, your time has come, buddy. This is like my 5th time saying this, but, Michael, you're going in that 77 overall. Entertaining fighter. I could see 2K making this dude like an 87 overall. I'm going to keep it real. I could see them giving him a high-ass rating, but genuinely, how I feel about Chandler, he literally just puts on fun fights. He's kind of like Rebecca. As crazy as that may sound, I think he's literally just Rebecca, where he just does bloody, entertaining fights. That's really it. That's all Chandler can really put out. And yeah, I just don't think he's a super skillful fighter, especially the dudes in front of him. The people behind him, though, once again, I give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll say he's better than him. So, moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Benoit. Benoit, you are 77. I mean, I'm not going to lie. His comeback, especially against Hoofy, his comeback fight ever since the Poirier and then Moicano, and then, he had the Prepper Leg where he won that fight, and then, this fight with Rufy. I got a lot of respect for Benoit. I know most people don't really like the guy, but I think he's up there. I mean, he's a scary dude. I think if he gets his striking down, he'll show something. I don't see him being anything of a threat in the lightweight division, but I think, his peak is probably right now 77 overall. So, yeah, that's probably where I put him. Moving on to the next fighter, we got Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson, I mean, yeah, I'd probably put you with Urseg. Yeah, like 75 sheet. Mauricio Hoofy, another guy. I'm going to put him in the 77 overall. I could see him 100% being better than BSD, and honestly, probably all the way up until, I would say, Cape. I mean, as crazy as it may sound, I just could see 2K rating him pretty high up. But Hoofy, good performances against Lontop. Who else did he have? Malarkey. Pretty sure he had another fight. Green. But got super exposed in that BSD fight. Just a striker. I think, with a 77 overall, he could be a really cool knockout artist. Some good-ass fucking kickboxing from the dude. Fun fighter. Probably one of those broken ratings, like the Diamond J.R. Smith from 2K18. Look, I just hit y'all with some fucking ball knowledge, bro. But I guarantee y'all don't know shit about 2K, my team, bro. Especially back then, bro. That shit is garbo now. I don't even touch 2K, but, don't even get me started on 2K18. My first ever fucking 2K, bro. Yes, I was in the slums whenever I first started playing 2K, bro. Do not hate. Moving on to the next fighter, we have finally gotten out of the fucking lightweight division. So we're in the welterweight division, a whole other list of fighters that I get to shit on. So let's do it. My boy JDM. Listen, man. Sorry, because I have to scroll up a little bit. My boy JDM instantly taking that. I mean, shit, man. Dude. Would I say he's better than O'Malley? Yeah. My boy JDM getting that like 92, 93. I don't give a fuck, bro. I got much respect for JDM. I know my TikTok rants, I did kind of shit on him, but I was just doing that for my fucking video, bro. I have nothing against JDM. He's honestly one of the most entertaining fighters that are out. I do not give a fuck. I love watching JDM fight. Him knocking out Gilbert Burns, that fight will forever be fucking burnt into the back of my memory. Like, or buried. I don't even know. Once again, there I go with the Brennan Schaub fucking phrases, bro. Shout out my boy Tony Strickland, but JDM just yeah, I don't give a fuck, bro. He legend for sure. Come and take it, bro. Come and take it. Come and get it. That's what the fuck he's got to say. Moving on, we got my boy Bilal, man. He didn't check in. He did not check in when he came to fucking Chicago. I'll tell you that much, man. When you in my city, you check in, bro. The Grim Reaper, hands like Canelo, my boy Bilal, fucking Muhammad. I don't know. I mean, I would say that he's like, yeah, I wouldn't even put him up there, bro. I know that's crazy, but you know, just like Aljo, one of the most disrespected champs, I don't give a fuck, bro. Lost to JDM. I'm going to put Bilal at 85. I'm not going to say he's better than Evloev, but I'm going to say he's about an 85. Much respect to Bilal, but, you know, I can't really see him any higher, man. I'm going to keep it real. I kind of see the Royval overrated right now. I'm not going to lie. I kind of made Royval a little high, but that's fine, man. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Sean Brady. He about to take on a motherfucking scary ass dude to Michael Morales. But I'm going to keep it real. Most people doubting Sean Brady. I think he's going to be able to hold his own, especially in the grappling, bro. I mean, Michael Morales, when, you know, the dudes that he's fought have just been kind of washed, not that good. And I think he's going to fight an actual good, solid contender. Of course, he's fucking huge, so I think size will definitely play a part in that fight. But I think Brady can hold his own with the grappling. And, yeah, I'm going to keep it real. Probably one of the most underrated fighters. Brady, I'm probably going to give him, like 84. Yeah, like 83, 84. Much respect to Brady. I don't care. I think he's definitely proven his name, especially, or proven his spot in, you know, being a contender, and especially next in for the title fight. I don't really care what anyone says. He had a super dominant fight against Leon. Of course, Leon just kind of gave up, but whatever, bro. Moving on, we got Shavkat Rakhmonov. Same thing with Shavkat. You know, it's skillful guy. I think he's kind of shown that, you know, he deserves to be next in line for a title shot. Maybe not, but still, I think it'd be a little interesting. Shavkat, though, I think I'd probably put him in the same spot. Honestly, if anything, I'd say he's better than Umar. I know that may be a little crazy, but I just think, yeah, I could see Shavkat being like an 89, bro, like for real. But I think as of right now, I'm putting like 84, just, you know, something a little slim. Moving on to the next fighter, though, we got my boy Leon Birmingham Edwards. Don't worry me, bruv. Leon, I don't know what the fuck to do with you, dog. I mean, seriously, bro, you are such a frustrating fighter, but it's like with Chandler, bro. Like, you may be ass, but whatever, dude. You know, you're still entertaining, I guess. We can't forget what you have done for the UFC, Leon Edwards. I don't even want to say he's better than any of them. I would say he's better than Murphy. I guess. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I hate this. I hate doing the rating system like this, man. Dude, I hate this. Like, actually, this is not good. I want to put him in a 60 overall, but I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to be mean, and I'm going to put him in the 83 overall. Moving on to the next fight, or the next fighter, excuse me, we have Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, you know, just came back, had a really good fight against Buckley. Maybe not a good fucking fight. Like, it was super entertaining. But, you know, for a comeback fight for Usman, especially against a scary contender, much respect. Of course, I'm not putting Usman in the 77. I'm just kind of thinking about where I want to put him for my overall. I don't know. I would say he's better than Gaethje and everyone else behind him, but I think so far that's probably, I wouldn't say he's better than Sandhagen. I don't really know. It's a little iffy. Little iffy. I think he's better than Sandhagen, but that's probably about it. Shout out my boy Usman. I hope he gets a good comeback fight. I would have loved that fight with him versus Bilal, but I guess we're going to see what else he could fucking get. Moving on to the next fight. Oh my God, bro, this motherfucker, man. Fuck. Ian Gary, I mean, yeah, I could say he's better than Leon and everyone else. Yeah, I put Ian Gary. Yeah, I don't really want to explain it much. Ian Gary, it's Ian Gary. Moving on to the next fighter, Joaquin Buckley, another guy. I'm probably gonna put him behind Ian Gary as well. You know, nothing against Joaquin, but honestly, I think I'd put him behind Leon too. I know that's I'm not. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna put Murphy in front of Edwards. I'm gonna put Silva. Still not really fucking with this. Just I feel like Edwards is really, really high, but whatever. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Michael Morales. Scary fucking dude, bro. Absolutely molested Gilbert Burns. I mean, genuinely, holy fuck. How did Burns not put down them fucking gloves? I will never know. Yeah, I'm going to say he's better than Leon. I mean, every time I go to this section and I see Leon Edwards, I'm just going to have to just verbally agree that, yeah, they're better than Leon Edwards. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Michael Morales, scary as shit. I don't give a fuck, my brother. He is better. He is better than Leon Edwards. I am better. I am better. I'm stronger. I'm faster. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy Carlos Prates. Holy shit, dude. I'm going to keep it real. His knockout against Neal, yes. I'd probably put him with Gene Silva. Yeah, I'd probably say they're about equal. You know, I would say Prates is better because he actually beat a like solid ranked contender who's like, you know, well established and a veteran. And Silva, you know, it's a little different, but well, I mean, Silva did beat Mitchell. I'm not going to say Mitchell's like he's an established like veteran of the UFC. So yeah, I would say Prates and Silva are probably on the same wavelengths, man. I mean, they're pretty much they probably got the same amount of percentage of autism, you know, lingering in them. So yeah, I'd probably say 84, 77 for sure. Both knockout artists, absolutely scary on the feet. So yeah, whew, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not joking either. I'm not. I know this is really just dumb. I guess. I don't fucking know. We have our first 60 overall. I hate to do it, but Colby Covington, this is when the bedtime accent kicks in, or the fucking impression. Colby Covington, your time has come. This man, Covington, there's nothing to say. I think his next fight, he's doomed. He's a kick streamer. I don't even hate Colby Covington. I know most people hate the dude, but I think he's just a rage baiting guy that just wants money. You know, like I know that's crazy, but I think all he's trying to do is just get attention. You know, get that pay-per-view, get that bag. But seriously, I mean, seriously, but not seriously, I think Colby Covington is a 60 overall. I mean, seriously, bro. I just do not see him doing anything good in the ranks. Especially now, super inactive. I don't even see him coming back ever. So, I mean, yeah, 60 overall is what it needs to be. Moving on to the next fighter. Excuse me. I'm making Grant Dawson a little bit low, but I'm fine with that. My boy Dorino, the fat lesbian, Burns. That boy Gilbert. I think Gilbert's probably like up, 76, 72. He's exiting, his career. Very sad. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. He's honestly one of the reasons I started watching UFC. I was a really big Gilbert Burns fan. I'll always remember the edit with fucking Joe Rogan where, you tell Gilbert Burns he's got 6 weeks to prepare for the devil, and Gilbert Burns go, boah, boah. But Gilbert Burns, I hate to do it to you, bro, but, he's got maybe 1 or 2 more fights left, and that's it, man. And they gonna ship his ass off the fucking Randall stand, or probably Turkey, bro. I mean, the same thing they did with my boy DP. So, shit. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Jeff Neal. My boy Jeff Neal, same thing with you, bro. You'll stay around, but you may get another like decent knockout, maybe, but I think you're probably up there with Beneil. Get that one good fight with an unk. Maybe not a good fight, but get that win against an unk. Everyone else, that's a scary contender though, or prospect. You're kind of fucked. I mean, I feel like Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Daniel Rodriguez. Rodriguez, you are going to go. I don't know. Rodriguez, though, is like 76, 72. That's how I feel. Honestly, maybe even a 71. But, yeah, that's probably what I'm going to put him. Gabriel Bonfim. Do I want to hate on this guy? Not really. I don't think he showed a lot, though, especially in that Wonder Boy fight. It was a split decision. It was fucking dog ass. It was not a good fight. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, though. I'll replace his ass with Chandler. And I'm going to put Chandler, like, right here. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. I don't give a fuck. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy Kevin Holland. I don't even know, Kevin. Like, I'm going to keep it real, bro. Like, I even want to put you in a 60, but I I don't know. I mean, honestly, like I think I may put him in front of Giga. Yeah, I mean, just up and down, bro. Making a fuck ton of money and that's it, bro. If it was if you had like a UFC career mode, like an actual good one, Kevin Holland would be fucking be fresh, dog, from 2K18. You know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Holland would just be that dude that's up in the corner playing the motherfucking game, smoking your weed and shit, and just making fun of you. And then you have the rivalry fight, and then he ends up knocking you out. Like that's kind of how I think of Kevin Holland. He's that like Shammy. He's like that Shammy Wells. So, he may not be a demon when you meet him, but when you're in that octagon, when his competitive nature is GG's. And that's from a UFC 6 career perspective. UFC 2K26, excuse the fucking shit out of me. Kevin Holland, sorry to do it, but yeah, that's probably where you're going to go. Moving on to the next fighter, we're moving on now to the middleweight division. We're going to start to go a little bit faster because my computer's starting to die, so I don't want this video to be choppy. We got Khamzat Chimaev. Listen, bro, this man's the boogeyman, but shit, bro. Khamzat, I mean, 90, he's definitely better. I will say he's better than these dudes, so yes, probably about a 92. Would I say he's better than JDM? Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's better than everyone else in front of him, but with 2K standards, that's probably where they put him. Dricus, I hate to do it to you, bro, but you're probably going to be like an 87, 88. I mean, honestly, if I have Jan that high up, I might as well have Dricus. I don't give a fuck, bro. He just lost. I mean, seriously, he just lost. He took his first L in the UFC, right? Yeah, he took his first loss in the UFC, so, I mean, yeah, and it was against Khamzat Chimaev, the new champ, so I don't give a fuck what anyone's got to say. I'm kind of overrating Jan a little bit to the point where I kind of want to put him down a little bit, but, yeah, I think where I have Jan is fine. Okay, moving on, Nassourdine Imavov. Listen, Imavov cheats, I'm going to keep it real, but I think he's a really scary guy. I think, if anything, Imavov is at least, yeah, I would say he's better than Movsar and Belal. I mean, it may be a little crazy with the Belal, but I think maybe about the 86, 87, I think he's proven himself for sure, especially that Izzy KO and his performance against Barallo. It was a good performance. You can't take that away from him. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy Sean Strickland. I know most people want to count out Sean Strickland. They want to say that he's not good and shit. And yeah, I don't really find his style that interesting, but he is one dude. I'm not going to lie. He is one of those fighters where, yes, I was a fan of him whenever he first came up, especially when he first became champ. I remember I fell asleep for the UFC 2. It wasn't was it 90? It was like 92, if I'm right. I don't even remember. 290. Yeah, it was like 292, 293. I don't really remember. But Sean Strickland, I'm probably going to put him at 85 overall. What I was trying to say with my story, though, is that I fell asleep for the main event. I woke up literally at the last minute of the 5th round when Sean Strickland started teeping and throwing his hands up and screaming at Izzy. Just surreal. And then I saw him when he became Anu. So, yeah, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Yes, Sean Strickland may be a little insufferable, but I still think he deserves the 85 overall. I know most people probably write him off as a 60, but yeah, that's where I put him. RDR. I don't know, man. I mean, he's not good in 60 either. RDR, your time has come. RDR, how did he beat Robert Whittaker, bro? Yeah, I'd say he's about an 84. Moving on to the next fighter, Izzy. I love you, dog. Not really, though. You're really insufferable. You've honestly become one of my least favorite fighters recently, seriously. And not even just recently, just of all time. I do not like Izzy. Super controversial guy, always problematic. And he's a fucking millionaire. For what reason? It just makes no sense. This rating, just because of how I feel about or Israel Adesanya, I'm not going to give him a low rating, but I think he's probably up there with Gaethje, 83, 84, on the exit of his career. So, yeah. Good kickboxer. Once again, kind of like with what I was saying about Roofy, could definitely be a fun fighter, though. If 2K knew what they were doing, they could mix up some shit with him. I don't fucking know. 2K would probably make the fucking X button, you'd have the green jabs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to the next fighter, I got my boy Anthony Hernandez. I think Anthony Hernandez is a fucking G, dog. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I'm putting Anthony Hernandez in front of Aljo and everyone else. I think Anthony Hernandez, once again, is a dog. He would have absolutely walked the floor with fucking RDR. Sucks it didn't happen, but hey, man, whatever, bro. I mean, Anthony Hernandez, cardio king. I don't give a fuck, bro. He's going in this position of 84, 87, or he's going in this tier list, not position. Ayo, pause, get the fuck up out of here. Moving on to the next fighter. We got Caio Borralho. Caio, solid fighter, took that loss against Imavov. Pretty devastating loss. Shouldn't have cut weight twice, though. Was kind of coming back in that 4th and 5th. Not really, gonna win the fight going for a KO, but he looked a lot better. Where's Hoofy in them? Would I put him? Nah, I would say he's better. I would say he's better than Usman and everyone else behind him, but I don't think he's better than Aljo and the dudes in front of him. Good fighter, but, I don't think he's shown too much just yet. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whitaker. Robert, another guy on the exit of his fucking career. I'm probably going to put him right next to Izzy. I mean, Gaethje, Izzy, just on the downfall. He's an active guy. I really want to see him come back, maybe get a good fight against Hernandez. I would love to see that. But overall, I think, with Whitaker, he's probably about in that 84, 83, 82 range. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy fucking Brendan Allen, all in my ass. I'm about to unleash and unload on Brendan Allen. I mean, he's a marauder. He's a marauder. I will say that. Honestly, thinking about it, I'd probably put him right next to Gamrot, 80, 81. Shit, I'd even say he's better than all these dudes, bro. Morales, Murphy, Buckley, Gary, Tyrera, Patty, it's crazy. I used to not think that I'd be that big of a fan of Brendan Allen. And I'm not really that big of a fan. I think, his win against RDR really showed how much of a veteran he is, but I gotta give him respect. I don't think he's better than Borralho, but I will give him respect. I'll say Allen's probably about an 83. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy MVP. MVP, you're probably going to go with Hoofy. I mean, not really, but you're probably going to go like... Yeah, right here. I wouldn't say he's better than Morales. He had a fight with Cannonier. That's it. Like, literally, he had a fight. It was an unk-ass fight. That's really it. And I could literally see Izzy versus MVP as a fight. I will stand by that, too. I could see it being a main event and a fight night card. 100%. Like, 100. So, yeah, I think MVP's probably about that 80 overall range. So, moving on to the next fighter, my boy Cannonier. Cannonier, it's ups and downs from here. You had a really good fucking performance against Gregory Rodriguez, getting knocked down multiple times and then winning that fight. The MVP fight was lackluster. And, yeah, dude, I think you're 76. Yeah, like, he's over. I would say he's better than Chandler, but I wouldn't say he's better than Neil and Dariush. So, yeah, Cannonier, being 40, though, in the middleweight division and still, staying in the rankings is fucking insane. So, I got to give him props there. But, yeah, I think this is where my boy Cannonier needs to go. What the fuck? Roman Dolidze. All right. Real quick, before we get to Roman Dolidze, Marvin Vettori, your time has come. 60 overall. I hate to do it, man. I really don't want to shit on Vettori at all. If anything, I kind of feel bad for him, but don't want to really mention why I feel bad for him. Just because, that's his own personal thing, and I'm trying to have a little bit of fun with this video. But overall, skill-wise, Vettori literally has nothing. Nothing. I just feel bad for the dude, though. I will say that for sure. But Vettori, your time has come. Roman Dolidze, though. Roman, I don't know. Here, Costa, same thing with him. I would say if anything is crazy, it sounds like Costa's maybe a little bit better than Dariush and the rest of these guys, but I don't know. Joe Pyfer, same thing with him. Nothing against the guy, but hasn't really shown too much. Had a good fight against Gastelum. What was his most recent fight that he had? Boost. Honestly, really thinking about it, I would probably put Pyfer as a 77. I would definitely say that he's better than Vinicius. That's probably it. That's probably it. I wouldn't say he's better than Bautista and everyone else in front of him, or would I? Nah, I don't fucking know. You guys can debate in the comments if you feel like it, but Oh, finally, we're moving on to light heavyweight. So that's where my boy Piper's going. Let's get into this. My boy Alex Pereira, another dude that's going up in that high ass ranking. Fucking legend, bro. 97, 98 as well. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, man. Just edgy 100%, all the way through. I don't give a fuck, bro. One of the greatest fighters ever, seriously. And he just deserves it for sure. He goes up, he fights Jones, he beats Jones. He's a 99 overall. There is no, and what he is 100 overall. So, yeah, my boy Pereira 98 for sure. Moving on to the next fighter, my boy Yuri. Yuri, you are a fucking G. I absolutely love Yuri. Every fight that he's in is a fucking phenomenal fight. I mean, yeah, I have to. I'm putting Yuri in that 94 overall. Yuri is a fucking G. He beats everyone in the light heavyweight division besides Alex Pereira. And yeah, I mean, he's a G. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, man. He, once again, a G. So, moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Ankalaev. Listen, most people are not going to agree with where I'm putting Ankalaev, but his literal, of course, Paul Craig, but his other loss is fucking Alex Pereira, dog. I mean, I'm not trying to say that Ankalaev is a 90 or he needs to touch 90 or anything, but I would say, and I was like, is he better than, I mean, he beat Rakic, dog, to win a fucking title shot. No, I'm putting fucking Ankalaev. Honestly, I'm putting Ankalaev 85. There may be some hateful shit, but yeah, I'm putting him 85. I think if anything, he was like an 87, 88. Skillful guy. I think Pereira, just like you said, was at 40% and really exposed who Ankalaev is. I just think Ankalaev, he doesn't fight up. He's always fighting dudes below him. So, to get a title shot off of beating Rakic, who gives a flying fuck, especially knocking out Walker. So, moving on to the next fight, we got my boy Olberg. Olberg, scary ass dude, I'm not going to lie. And if anything, as crazy as it may sound, I think I would put him at the top of 84. I think this dude, I think it should be him versus Pereira next. Of course, I want the Yuri and Pereira trilogy, but, Olberg is a little bit kind of scary too. Doesn't really take fights when he needs to. He kind of exposed that with the Reyes and Yuri fight, or Yuri situation. It would have been cool if, Olberg actually ended up fighting Yuri, because who knows how that outcome would have went. But, I think his performance against Reyes, really good knockout. His performance against Jan, I know most people aren't really the biggest fan of it. Some people said Jan won, but, still beat a solid contender. He's up and coming. I think an 84 is well deserved. What did I say Umar is better than... Or when I say RDR is better than Umar, yeah, I mean, RDR beat Whitaker. I feel like, it's a legend, bro. You motherfuckers can't, Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Jan Blachowicz. Jan, I don't know, man. I mean, I just feel like he's on the exit, bro. Like, he's on his way out. Not really that much fights left. I think, especially if he loses to Guskov, which I don't see happening. But, with Guskov being a fucking scary-ass knockout machine, I mean, especially with Azamat, bro, and Walter Walker. I mean, I talked about my BMF predictions, bro, and I've been right. I mean, it seems like we're closer to Yuri fighting one of these motherfuckers. So, Jan, I mean, really, I'm probably just going to put him with, with the old heads, bro. Like, he's a well-established legend. I think, yeah. Well-established legend for sure. 84, 83, 82. However you want to put it, bro. I think that's where Jan deserves to be. Moving on to the next fighter. My boy Khalil Roundtree. I'll put Khalil probably, Yeah. I'm kind of putting Patty really high up, though. I hate to do it, but I just feel like I'm putting Patty, really high up. Just a little bit better. Yeah. Khalil Roundtree, once again, argument for 84, 83, 82. He's in that range. We were kind of getting a little bloated in this section, so y'all just deal with the ratings, how you feel, whatever ratings y'all feel with these motherfuckers. So, moving on. Jamal Hill, your time has come. I mean, dog, I mean, seriously, nothing against the guy, but yeah, I'm good, bro. I don't even have to explain myself. Alexander Rakic, I'm probably going to put in that 76 overall as well. I'm just going to put him in the front because whatever, he got knocked the hell out by Azamat. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's on the downfall of his career, but I definitely don't see him being a top 5 fucking contender ever again. So yeah, moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Dominic Reyes. Same thing with Reyes. I think he's a little bit better than Rakic, but yeah. Ozdemir, same thing with him. I'd probably put Ozdemir in like I'd say he's better than Bonfim. I mean, honestly, thinking about it, like Bonfim, I probably am gonna put him down a little bit lower, probably like right here. So yeah. Azamat Murkhanov had a fucking insane knockout, just like I knew he was gonna. I knew he was gonna get it. It looked a little iffy, but underrated dude. Being Rakic is a little. I mean, I'll say right here for now, just because not well established veteran. Still making his way up. Undefeated though, all of his fights are knockouts besides one of them, I think. So, yeah, scary fucking guy. Guskov, I'm trying to remember. Is it Andre Guskov? I'm trying to remember. I don't fucking remember, but it's Guskov. Guskov, same thing, knockout machine. I'd probably put him in like, yeah, 76. I mean, just once again, a knockout machine. He's got really good knockouts on a win streak. So, yeah. Johnny Walker, once again, like these light heavyweights probably put him at a 76 as well. I mean, I'll say he's better than Costa, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Krylov, I don't fucking know. He's fucking inactive as shit. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna put him right here, dude. Alonzo Minifield, yeah. Shang Ming Yang, yeah, whatever. Alright, moving on. Last fucking division. Let's just fucking fly past these because I don't want this video running for too damn long. My computer's almost dead and I don't want this shit chopping the fuck up. Moving on to Tom Aspinall. Have you been fingered by your MMA fighter before? And of course, that's my Cyril Gone impression, talking to Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall, I'm not putting him at an 85 either. I'm not gonna lie, I made this video before and I put Tom at like a 91, 92. I think Tom's a 90. I know that might sound crazy, but he's a knockout machine. He's a champion. People want to shit on him because of the Gone fight, but I think Aspinall has really proven his name, especially in the fucking heavyweight division. And I think when the rematch happens, he's gonna win. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, it was a little bit tricky, but now that, we saw how the fucking first fight went, Tom kind of knows what to look out for in that rematch. But then again, I mean, it was one round. So, yeah, I think Tom is a 90, though. Once again, he averages 2 minutes in a fucking cage. You guys can hate on him. I don't give a fuck, bro. His cage time is literally under 2 minutes. He knocks out fools. He's in and out. Shout out Tai Tuivasa. So, yeah. Moving on to the next fighter. Cyril Gone, motherfucker, bro. I swear, dude, on everything, bro. I would put you in the 60 overall, but I'm not. I'm going to probably put you behind Barallo, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Y'all can throw a fucking piss and party in the fucking comments. Moving on, Volkov. Never really, I'm not the biggest fan of Volkov. I'm going to keep it real. Had a really boring performance against Almeida. I know it was all on Almeida, but still just... I can't believe he'll be the next one fighting for the title. That's all I gotta say. So Volkov, maybe like my baby better than like these guys, like for sure. These dudes, I mean, I see Edwards. I don't know. Volkov though, yeah. I mean, like I said, we're getting bloated. So Palpovich. Scary KO guy, but I mean, yeah, he's kind of up there with BSD, Rufy, Ozdemir. Honestly, Ozdemir's probably going to go down as a 76 as well. He beat Guskov, if I'm right, so I'll give him a little bit of respect right there. But, yeah. Moving on to the next fighter, we got my boy Curtis Blades, my boy Big Blades. My boy Blades is going to be going in that 80 overall. Yeah, I'll just say he's better than Leon. I mean, like I said, when I see Leon, I'm just like, yeah, that fucking fighter is a million times better than him. Almeida, I'm just going to do this as a hate watch. I don't give a fuck. Your time has come. Waldo Cortez Acosta, your time has come. Sorry. Sergey Spivak, your time has come. Derek Lewis, just for entertainment of the fucking video, I'm gonna do it. I don't give a shit. Shout out my boy D. Lou. My balls is hot. 99 overall, fucking G. Do not give a shit. He's a 99 overall. Especially if 2K made like a my team, he would be a pink diamond 99 overall. Fucking legend. Overhand right. Legend. So, Ante Elijah, he only had his debut against Tybura, knocked him the fuck out, and I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to put him at the 77 overall, but I could definitely see Elijah being like 80 and above. But, with just that debut, one knockout, I'm going to give him about a 77. So, Tybura, your time has come. Taiju Ivasa, your time has come. Mick Porkin, your time has come. Teixeira, your time has come. So now we're down to the last two. It's Hunger Games style. My boy Shamil Gaziev. I'm going to be real about this. I was thinking about putting him in the 99 overall, but I'm going to be real about this. Gaziev, I'm probably going to put him, probably right there. I mean, I honestly, if anything, I hate to do it to Elliott and Perez, but I'm doing it, so I swear they're going to fucking go. Walter Walker, heel hook machine. I mean, I don't even think he's better than Ozdemir and the dudes below him. So, I mean, if anything, I guess, I'm just going to put him at 77. I don't know. This is my tier list of, the what if 2K had a hold of UFC and UFC 6 was UFC 2K26 and they used an overall rating system. This is my rating system. Derek Lewis, 99 overall. Topuria, Merab. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, y'all. My fucking computer's dying, so I'm kind of rushing through this. But this is my whole list. I'll kind of just scroll a little bit slowly through it so you guys get a whole fucking view of it. Check out that beautiful thing, bro. Check out that sheet, man. That's what the fuck I got to think. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, do whatever fucking bullshit. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm just glad you guys are watching. Hope you guys have a good rest of y'all's day. And we'll just scroll this out a little bit. And that's the rest of the video. And I'll see ya.